Hello, and it is another week of 5 and 5 presented by BetMGM. I'm your host, Darren Rovell, and joining me is Chris Raybon. Raybon coming off a 3-0 week. Expected me 1-1. I think what's expected there is 0-2. -4 Dallas Cowboys. I'm taking that all day long. I don't think the Jags can hang.
That's the square side. I know the Sharps are on Jackson.
Hey, dude, I play the square side really well. I mean, and I'm not trying to be a square. I just am. Chris, you had Indy +4.5. You had Atlanta +4.5, and you had the Giants +4.5. That worked out well for you.
Yeah, I mean, that was a miserable sweat with the Colts, though. But
yes,
leave it to Jeff Saturday to have the worst loss of all time in the history of the league in terms of comebacks and still cover. So
yes, they lost by 3, right? After being up by what, 33? 33. Yeah.
So I get the hook, but we got the 4.5, so didn't even sweat it.
All right, so through 15 weeks, I am 15 and 15. And Chris is 27-16-2 on the season. And a reminder that 5 and 5, where we give you 5 picks in 5 minutes, is presented by BetMGM, the king of sports books. If you're signing up, use the code ACTION. You'll get a risk-free first bet up to $1,000. Use the code ACTION at BetMGM. All right, let's go. Chris, what's your first pick?
Well, with the Green Bay Packers +4 at the Miami Dolphins. Miami loves to blitz, and Aaron Rodgers, top 3 against the blitz this year. Christian Watson has added an explosive element to that offense, and they're up to 2nd in offensive DVOA since Week 10. Meanwhile, Tua is completing just 53% of his passes over his last 4 games, and I think Green Bay's defensive scheme will give him some trouble. And since Matt LaFleur became the coach, Rodgers 11-4 against the spread as an underdog. So give me the Pack on the road.
I know. It's like I started going against Aaron Rodgers, and then all of a sudden they just turned it on, and I'm not touching that game anymore. I'm not touching that team anymore, I should say. I'm taking the Tampa Bay Bucks -7.5 against the Arizona Cardinals. I've completely given up on them. Cliff Kingsbury's completely given up on them. There is just not a hope here. And I think that Tom Brady smells blood. If he could get a win here, despite how bad they've been overall, they can still win their division. And I think that despite the fact that it is past the number, I like the Bucks to easily get past the Cardinals. Doesn't matter. It's in Arizona. Nothing matters with this team. They're not winning another one. So I'm going Bucks -7.5. Chris?
I'm going to follow that one up with an underdog. Let's get back on track here and go with the New York Giants +4 at the Minnesota Vikings. Another matchup I really like. Giants love to blitz and play man coverage. Kirk Cousins, bottom 4 against the blitz, about a yard less per attempt against man coverage. Giants defense, top 5 on 3rd down, top 5 in the red zone. So this should stay close again, as literally almost all of Minnesota's games have, with 10 of their 11 wins coming by 1 possession. Giants have won outright in 6 of the 10 games they've been listed as an underdog under head coach Brian Daboll. And Daniel Jones, 15-5 against the spread as a road underdog in his career, including 11-1 when the line is 7.5 or less. So give me the G-Men.
Yeah, the Vikings are one of those teams where I don't want to touch now because I just don't know who they are. But you can do that. I like the 49ers. Again, it's -7 against the Commanders, but it's at home, and that tremendous defense, and Brock Purdy can get it done. And I think they're there. I think these guys are going to be really hard to beat, and certainly not the Commanders, who I actually gave a chance to last weekend and couldn't get it done. So I actually, since you like the Giants, I like the team that lost to the Giants last week. I like for them to lose again, and give me the 49ers -7 against the Commanders.
A lot of points to be laying with Brock Purdy, but
it's a lot of points, but who says the defense doesn't score. It's going to be low scoring anyway. But I do think that the 49ers get enough room to hold this off.
All right, for my fifth pick, I'm going 49ers defense to score anytime touchdown. The Houston Texans plus 3.5. Let's get ugly here.
I love that pick. That's a great pick.
That's not good. That means they're probably not going to cover. But the Texans are quietly up to 10th in run defense DVOA since week 10. So I don't think it's going to be a carbon copy of the last time these two teams played, even though it looks like we're going to get Malik Willis again. Tennessee's getting fewer than 100 net passing yards combined in Willis's 2 starts. So this could get ugly. And the Houston Texans have been hanging with some good teams at Dallas, Kansas City last week. So I like Houston here. And teams with 2 or fewer wins this late in the year have gone 52-34 against the spread, 60%. Since 2005. So it's ugly, but I think the Texans hang close here and might even pull off the upset.
Now, why do you go with the spread over the total? Why wouldn't you go with the under on that total, 35.5?
Because there's just a lot of, variance with the Texans platooning, their 2 quarterbacks. You have Malik Willis. You could see some fumbles, some turnovers, just weird stuff going down. That there's hardly any room for error with the total at 35, 36, but all I need Houston to do here is, they could lose by a field goal and I still win this bet. So like the spread here.
Awesome. I like that pick, and that's trouble. Well, this was week 16 of 5 and 5 presented by BetMGM. I'm Darren Rovell. He's Chris Raybon. Don't listen to me. Listen to him, and you'll make your money. And just a reminder that if you want to continue to watch us every week on 5 and 5, please subscribe to our Action Network YouTube channel. Good luck, everyone.